Hello, welcome to part 3 of electric fields discussion. Napaka-creepy ng intro kong yun, no? So, tara, let's proceed. Part 1, part 2, we're done with the following highlighted in red topics. So today we're going to proceed with electric field due to 2 to 3 point charges. And this PowerPoint tuloy, video lecture will include 2 sample problems. Ayan. But first, let's recall things that we need for this part 3 of our discussion. First, we have to remember the equation involving the point charge for electric field, and then we have to remember how to add vectors. That's very important kasi nadagdagan na yung ating charges. And then we need to take note of a new variable, which is sigma E, to denote net electric field. Okay? Ayan. So now let's proceed to sample problem number 1, which you will be able to find on page 25 of your recommended textbook. So here, hindi na lang din gresa yung gagamitin natin. Meron ulit tayong sketch tsaka free body diagram. Si free body diagram, hindi lang siya applicable for forces, applicable din siya for other vectors, no? Ayan. Specifically, pwede rin siyang gamitin for electric field, no? Ayan. So the sketch for this, basahin ko pala muna, a charge of 20 times 10 raised to negative 6 coulomb is 20 centimeter from another charge of 60 times 10 raised to negative 6 coulomb. We have 3 things to do here. Letter A, find the force between them. Letter B, determine the electric field midway between them. And then letter C, how much force will be experienced by an electron placed midway between them. So ito yung general sketch natin. Hindi sinabi sa problem kung nasan si Q1, alin si Q1, at kung nasan si Q2 at alin si Q2. By default, ito yung magiging ating convention kung sino yung unang babanggitin, so si Q1, at mapupunta siya sa left side, no? So, kung paano tayo magsulat, kasi diba nag-start tayo magsulat sa left side, right? Okay. So, again, as a convention, kung ano yung unang charge na mabanggit, that's going to be our Q1, and Q1 will be placed on the left side, and then Q2 will be the second charge to be mentioned in the problem, and we will place that on the right side. Okay, katulad nito. Ayan. So, minark ko yung gitna kasi meron tayong part kung saan we need to get the electric field midway. Okay? Ayan. For the free body diagram, let's have it here. Kasi sabi dito, we have to determine the electric field midway between them. We're going to have 2 electric fields here. Electric field because of Q1 and electric field because of Q2. Notice that although it is not clearly indicated if it's negative or positive, pag unsigned yung number, alam naman na natin that's positive, no? So positive yung charges natin pareho. Q1 is positive as well as Q2. Therefore, the directions of electric fields would be away from the charge. So, hindi na to katulad ng force na kailangan mo pang push-pull, push-pull. I-analyze mo pa dito to create the free body diagram. You just have to remember that when charges or point charges are negative, the direction of electric field is towards the charge. If it's positive, the direction of electric field is away from the charge. So let's have the electric field due to Q1. Away daw siya, no? So kung away, anong direction yon? Dito. Okay? Away. Okay? Bakit hindi yung nasa left side, ma'am? Eh, di ba, yung charge na yan, nag-emanate naman yan ng different charges sa lahat ng direction. Siyempre, dapat ang reference point mo is yung midway. Okay? Yung midway nasa gitna. Eh, gusto mong malaman yung electric field dyan, di ba? Okay? So, anong direction ng electric field na nandyan? Hindi naman ito. Kasi ito, dapat nandito yung point na pinag-uusapan natin. Eh, hindi naman. Nasa right side nung charge yung point na pinag-uusapan natin. Tapos yung electric field dapat away from the charge, pero maaapektuhan dapat niya yung point na pinag-uusapan natin. Eh nandito yung point na pinag-uusapan natin, so yung direksyon ng electric field na makakaapekto sa kanya ay sa direksyon na ito. So this is going to be our E sub 1. And then on the other hand, ganun din si Q2. Ito si Q2 kasi nag-emanate talaga yan ng electric fields at all directions. Diba? Ganyan. Okay? Pero again, yung point na pinag-uusapan natin ay nasa side na ito. Ito siya. Okay? So, ano bang electric field line ng Q2 ang makakaapekto sa point na to? That is the electric field away from Q2 na dito directed. Okay? Ayan. So, dapat i-consider mo away from the charge, tapos nasaan ba yung point kung saan gusto mong malaman yung electric field. Okay? So, in the free body diagram, the point will be exactly the point that you want to know the electric field of. Dito midway, gitna. Okay? Yung gitna mismo ng pagitan ng dalawang charge natin. So from there, although wala tayong object dyan, or wala tayong charge sa gitna, unless nasa letter C na tayo, no? Kailangan mula dun sa point na yun, idodrawing natin ang ating mga electric field lines. Si E1, ay baliktad pala ako dito, no? Ay tama. Si E1 ay going to the right, tapos si E2 ay going to the left side. Okay? Lagi mo yung tatandaan. Marami siyang electric field lines dito, pero dapat yung electric field line na papunta rito kay point na to. So, ipakita ko lang din paano kapag negative para alam nyo rin, no? So, halimbawa, negative pareho si Q1 tsaka si Q2. Ganyan pa rin yung arrangement nila. Q1, Q2. Okay? Negative, negative sila. So, again, kahit saang direksyon, nag-emanate yan ng electric field. Hindi lang sa isang direksyon. Pero ang pinag-uusapan kasi natin is this one, midway. Okay? So, kung negative, ay baliktad. Sorry, hindi pala dapat away. Dapat towards. Let me do it again. Dapat towards. So, ganito na yung itsura niya. Okay? Papunta kay Q1. Ayan. Pag ganun. Okay? Tapos, ganun din kay Q2 kasi negative nga. Ayan. Papunta. Marami yan. Pero ang i-consider mo lang is yung electric field lines na makakaapekto dito sa point na pinag-uusapan natin, which is the midpoint or the point midway the two charges. So, ang ise-select mo na directions dito, let me have color blue. Ayan. Etong dalawang to. Kasi yun yung makakaapekto dito sa ating midway na point. Okay? So, kung idodrawin mo yung free body diagram niyan, si E sub 2 ay ito, kasi ayan yung arrow niya. Tapos, si E sub 1 ay ito. Ayan. Diba nabaliktad? Okay? I hope that's clear. So, let's proceed to the given. Sinulat ko lang. And then notice, wait lang, no? Red ulit natin. Meron akong RE dito tsaka RF. Bakit ko na naman sila hiwalay? Kasi sa letter A, ibang separation distance yung gagamitin natin to solve for force. That is 0.2 meter, yung eksaktong distance between the two charges. Remember from Coulomb's law, distance between the two charges interacting yung gagamitin natin doon. Tapos, dito naman sa letter B, ang gagamitin natin R sub E or the separation distance for electric field. So, bakit ganon? Kasi dun sa ating sketch kanina, ito yung point na pinag-uusapan natin, di ba? Tapos, ang definition ng R sa E is equal to K Q over R squared is the distance of the source charge from between the source charge and the point, or in of from the point or between test charge, ulit-ulit, no? Ulit, nalito na ang lola nyo, no? Ang definition natin ng R dito ay distance between source charge or point charge and test charge, o kaya kung walang test charge doon, ay yung point kung saan gusto mong malaman yung electric field strength. Okay? So kung midpoint to, tapos may Q1 ka rito, at saka may Q2 ka rito, hindi pwedeng 20 centimeters yung gagamitin mo. Kasi ang distansya lang nun, kung midway, hahatiin mo yung 20 centimeters, magiging 10 cm lang siya. Ayan. So, para sa electric field, pareho namang 10 cm, ito pareho yung gagamitin natin, yung R sub E, na dinivide natin by 2 yung RF. Okay? Ayan. So, tapos sa letter C, kailangan naman natin yung magnitude ng charge ng electron. Hindi ko na nga siya ginawang negative dito kasi magnitude lang naman kailangan natin. Pero sige, lagyan na natin negative para masaya. Ayan. Okay? So, ang hinahanap natin, letter A, electrostatic force. Letter B, net electric field. And then letter C, the electrostatic force on electron. So, magkaiba yung letter A tsaka letter C. Papakita ko sa inyo later, no? For the equation, for letter A, we have the Coulomb's law equation wherein the charges interacting are nakakapital kasi sila ay mga point charges considered na. Pwede rin namang maliit, okay lang din naman, no? Pero representation na kasi natin ay malaki para dito sa electric fields, no? Ayan. And then instead of RE, we're going to use the RF. Okay? And then, to get the electric field, syempre, may electric field 1 and electric field 2 tayo. Ito yung gagamitin natin. Tapos, since linear sila at vectors sila, susundin natin ang rules in adding vectors. They are opposite directions. So, we're going to get the difference between the electric fields that we will be able to solve. And then lastly, hindi coulombs yung gagamitin natin sa letter C, kundi yung equation for electrostatic force wherein the factors are the electric field and the test charge. Naging sigma electric field lang dito kasi nga kukunin natin total na effect na nung electric field. Hindi na lang isang charge ang pinag-uusapan natin dito. Okay? So let's have solution for letter A. We substitute and we get 270 newtons. Hopefully tama to, no? Ayan. Pero double check nyo rin. Sabihin nyo sa akin kung mali yung pagkakakalky ko, no? So, for solution B, hinati-hati ko siya sa solution B, B.1, B.2, and B.3. Okay? Ayan. So, for E sub 1, gagamitin lang natin yung Q1. Ito yung magiging sagot. Tapos sa B.2, ito naman yung gagamitin nating charge, yung Q2. Tapos ito yung magiging sagot. Okay? And then, for that, for the solution number 3, ayan, we just subtract. And then, the answer will be 36 times 10 raised to 6 Newton per coulomb left. Bakit? Alin ba yung mas malaki? CE1 or CE2? Notice that E2 is larger and it is going to the left. That's why we follow its direction. Okay? Ayan. So may diagram naman tayo. So although walang binanggit na pangalan ay na direction sa problem natin, we've created convention and based from that convention, we could come up with the direction, no? Ayan. For the solution naman, letter C, we substitute this, yung na-compute natin na sigma E, and then the elementary charge of the electron. Ayan. And the answer is 5.76 times 10 raised to negative 12 Newton. Right. Ayan. So notice na opposite yung directions nila kasi nga, diba, nag-a-apply pa rin dito yung rule na if the test charge is negative, the electrostatic force will have the opposite direction of the electric field. Okay? So kung proton yan, pareho silang left. Pero dahil electron siya, right yung magiging direction for electrostatic force. Okay? Ayan, so let's proceed to sample problem number 2, page 24 of your textbook. At the three consecutive corners of a square, 10 centimeters on each side are point charges, 4 times 10 raised to negative 6 coulomb, 8 times 10 raised to negative 6 coulomb, and 12 times 10 raised to negative 6 coulomb respectively. Find the net electric field at the fourth corner of the square. Okay? So again, wala na naman tayong figure na binigay dito. So we have to sketch it. Hindi rin sinabi kung ano yung basta consecutive corners lang. So again, as a convention, mag-start tayo sa left side. Yun yung Q1 natin. Tapos, ang direction natin ay clockwise. Okay? Pag may figure na square, no? Ayan. So, we limit na lang to square para okay na lahat, no? Ayan. So, I placed Q1 here, and then Q2 here, and then Q3 here. All of them are positive according to the problem. Okay? Pero feeling ko may figure ito eh. Siguro may nawawalang page lang sa aking libro, no? Pero let's make do with this figure. And then each side is 10 centimeters. So bakit may 14.14 centimeters dito? I have computed for the hypotenuse or the diagonal of the square so that hindi na natin kailangang isolve siya later kasi kailangan natin ng distance from this point towards Q2, diba? O, sinolve ko na siya. Paano ko siya sinolve? Using Pythagorean equation. Wherein, itong side na yan, let's call that side x or c, will be equal to square root of 10 cm squared plus 10 cm squared. So, ganun ko lang siya kinumpute. Okay? Right triangle din naman yan. So, hypotenuse din, di ba? And then, to sketch the free body diagram, it looks like this. Paano nangyari ang kabalaghan na yan, no? So, tingnan natin si Q1. If Q1 is positive, ang direksyon ng electric field niya ay away from itself, tapos dapat relative to this point. So, pababa siya downward. Ito yon E sub 1. Okay? Tapos si Q2 naman ay ano din, away. So, dito siya at a specific angle. Pag ganun, no? Extend natin, pag ganun. Ayan. So, ito yung E2 natin. Away, no? Away kasi positive. Tapos si Q3 naman, away din. So, dito papunta. Ayan, ganito. So, paano kapag negative naman? So, laging dapat ang reference mo is yung point na pinag-uusapan natin, fourth corner, okay? So, paano kapag negative? Yung ating charges, lahat yan sila negative. So, si E1, magiging pataas na yung kanyang direction kasi towards. Ayan. Tapos si E2 naman, magiging papunta na rito kasi towards ulit. Tapos si E3 papunta na dito kasi towards ulit, no? Ayan, E1, E2, and then E3. Ganyan yung mangyayari pag negative naman sila. Okay? And then, since meron naman tayong at an angle, kailangan natin isolve ang angle na Itechiwa. Ayan. But this angle is also equal to this angle. Actually, hindi na natin kailangan mag-compute dito kasi alam naman natin na mahati ito ng diagonal. Since this is 90, the kalahati is 45 degrees. That is because we're dealing with a square. Okay? Ayan. Nahati na agad ng diagonal yung ating 90 degrees. So for the given, ayan sila lahat. Since we're going to solve for electric field 1, 2, and 3, hindi na naman natin na-edit, Mars. 3 yan. Okay? And then we need also R1, 2, 3, and don't forget the Coulomb's constant. We're looking for, before we come up with the net electric field, we need to individually solve for electric field 1, 2, and 3. And for this, we're going to also apply the component method of adding vectors. Okay? Ayan. Kasi meron tayong isang um, vector na electric field na at an angle, no? So, let's solve for E1, E2, substitute, substitute. Ito, hindi siya eksaktong 3.6 kasi magkaiba sila. Pero, pag renound off kasi, ganyan yung kalalabasan. Okay? And then, we're going to write those electric fields here. Gagawan ulit natin ng table kasi nga component method of adding vectors. And then we need to know the x and y components. Let's look at E1. E1 is located at, E1 pala. Ito pala. Baliktad ka girl. Baliktad siya. Wait na nga. I will edit because it's baliktad. Okay, I'm back. Let's proceed. No, napagbaliktad ko yung A1. Ito A3 to, no? So, sorry. Hindi ko pa rin to na-edit, no? Pambihira talaga si Ma'am Paisan. I'm so sorry. Ayan. So, this one is E3, okay? So, si E1 muna. E1 is at negative y-axis. So, negative lang siya. Dito mo siya isusulat sa y component. So, gagawin mo siyang negative. Tapos, 0 yung kanyang x component. And then, si E sub 2, since it's the one that has x and y components, we're going to use cosine for the x component and sine for the y component. We just have to multiply it with the magnitude computed a while ago for E2. And the results are the same, no? Pareho rin silang negative kasi nasa third quadrant si E2 wherein the x component is negative as well as the y component. Okay? And then, for E3 naman, nandito siya sa negative x-axis. So, yung magnitude niya, kukopyahin mo lang sa column ng x component at lalagyan mo ng negative sign. And then, the y component is 0. And then, we add everything together. The E sub x, or the sum of electric fields on the x-axis, will be negative 13.35 times 10 raised to 6 Newton per coulomb. And then the total electric fields along the y-axis will be negative 6.15 times 10 raised to positive 6 Newton per coulomb. And then, let's proceed to solving for the magnitude of the net electric field using the Pythagorean equation. Okay, so in-input na natin yung EX squared, tapos ito naman yung EY squared, and the result is 14.70 times 10 raised to 6 Newton per coulomb. And then after the magnitude, kasi nga kailangan meron ding direction at angle. So next angle naman, it's going to be inverse tangent E sub y over E sub x. So yung E sub y natin ay 6.15, tapos yung E sub y naman natin, ay yung E sub x natin, baliktad ako, no? Basta E sub y tapos E sub x yung nasa denominator. And the answer is 24.73 degrees. And then again, titingnan natin yung ating EY ay negative, tapos yung EX natin ay negative. So, nasa third quadrant ang ating resultant electric field. Ito siya. So, the direction for that is south of west. Okay? So, the final answer for sample problem number 2 would be 14.70 times 10 raised to 6 Newton per coulomb, 24.73 degrees south of west. Okay? Ayan. Thank you for listening to the part 3, last part for learning activity plan number 2, all about electric fields. Up next will be, next year na to, electric potential naman. Ayan. See you and bye-bye. Merry Christmas!